What does the recent Wimbledon tennis final and your business have in common in terms of like lessons of success? I was watching, it was Federer and Djokovic a little while ago. It was a really interesting tennis match because physically, like, they've got what they're going to get, right? You can't, within the couple of days between the semi and the final, like improve yourself physically much. You get some sleep, get some rest, that's about it. But everybody knows the physical attributes that that person's going to bring to the table, the fans and the players. It's the psychological stuff that counts. And that's really interesting to see that unfold in front of your very eyes. Now, of course, under the eyes of the cameras and the audience is a heightened amount of pressure. But what really I found interesting was the opportunities that were missed. Like Djokovic had some great opportunities. They've ended up winning the match, but made it hard. Federer had match points and lost those match points. And I remember thinking it's the same in our business. Often when we get to a situation of advantage, we actually see something work a little bit. Instead of actually focusing on the fact that that's the actions that brought us that success, we suddenly start second guessing what we're doing. It's peculiar. When I describe this to you, it's peculiar, but think about when you do this, and I've done this in the past. Often we're like, oh, well, that worked quite well, but I want more success. I want it faster. I want it bigger. We hurry across the finish line. We try and snatch at it, right? And we make mistakes. Rushing causes mistakes, as I always say to my little girl. If you've got a little girl, you'll know that they're 100 miles an hour, right? She's 8 years old and like lightning everywhere. I'm like, love, rushing causes mistakes. Just chill out, right? And it's the same in that tennis final. Sometimes they're like, the end is in sight. On the urgency, I want to get over the finish line, and they rush and change the game plan. Are you doing that in your business? Do you see the potential for something good? Do you see and hope that, wow, this could change my life, this could do so much better, I could help other people, I could help myself? And because you see that potential, you try and rush and stumble and fumble your way to the finish line. Are you ignoring the game plan that you set out when you had a level head that has created some level of breakthroughs for you, and now you're trying to chop and change it simply because you're trying to rush things? That's the first point that I would suggest to you. Second of all, a lot of times it works the opposite way. We can end up in situations where we have something negative and we don't even give it enough of a chance to find out why it didn't work. So many people are so touchy these days. They're so sensitive. They're so pressured. In business, they're like, oh, that didn't work. Let me throw it up and like piece of paper, throw it up, throw it in the bin. You're like, you didn't actually read it properly. You read the first couple of words and you made a judgment. And it was a misjudgment, right? You misaligned your judgment there. So this can work the other way. If you're rushing things right now, if you're trying to push yourself over the finish line, if you're making mistakes you shouldn't do, take a breath, take a step back, and evaluate what you're doing. Have you given it long enough to see if it doesn't work? If it does work, have you given yourself long enough and enough patience to say, well, let me replicate what I've been doing to get more results and only speed up when I understand the process? Or are you doing what 99.9% of business owners do, panicking at the first sign of a mistake and adjusting everything and jumbling up so you can't learn anything, or getting a little breakthrough and then trying to really squeeze everything out too fast? That's you squeezing, and falling before you even get to the finish line. Interesting questions to ask yourself, interesting answers, very revealing and very useful if you take a few minutes to kind of take stock of that and apply it to your life in your business. So as always, go create a day in a life that counts. I hope you find this message interesting and useful. Always have more desires than excuses, and I'll catch up with you in the next video if you're a subscriber. Bye for now. Have a fantastic day.